want to talk about the 5 podcasts that are good for business owners. So whether you're a current business owner or you may become one in the future, or you're just curious to some of the information we're going to talk about, I think you can benefit from this short conversation we'll have today. And as an advisor, I've worked with many business owners over the course of my career, and we've had the pleasure of dealing with them and seeing them get businesses off the ground running, become successful, see some of the challenges, the trials, the tribulations they've had, the creativity, the innovation. It's been a lot of fun working with that market, and there's a unwavering commitment that they seem to have to continuous learning, and that's why we're bringing up the 5 podcasts they can listen to, because we know they like to listen to podcasts. We know they like to read books and learn about their craft and become the best at what they do. So one way to do that is to compile information. So these podcasts are both informative and they are also enjoyable to listen to. So the first one I'd recommend is Business Wars. And this podcast really starts to dive into the cutthroat nature of business itself. Companies going head to head, like your Netflix and your Blockbuster, your Ubers and your Lyft. So a lot of good content there that's very entertaining, and also a good story to tell that can be helpful to many business owners. The second one I'd mention is called Working. And this podcast gives an example in an interview of a person who's in a different profession every single episode. So it gives you a glimpse in the lives of real people and what motivates those folks. So I think that's a good one to listen to as well. The third one I'd mention is called How I Built This. Host Guy Raz, he interviews some of the world's best known entrepreneurs, and he dives deep into their stories about doubt, failure, and eventual successes. So he really dives into their stories, and I think that's important to hear the story of what made somebody successful. You know, and oftentimes all we see is the end result. So sometimes going back and seeing that path is very, very interesting, entertaining, and informative. So it's a master class on innovation, creativity, entrepreneurship, leadership, and also navigating some of those challenges, as I mentioned. The fourth one is the HBR IdeaCast, and that's hosted by the Harvard Business Review editors. So good organization. These podcasts, they feature interviews with some of the business leaders and experts on various topics related to business and management, and it's grounded in research and providing really practical advice and insights for business owners. So I think that's a good one to listen to. And I said 5, so last but not least is one called Hidden Brain. This podcast uses science and storytelling to reveal the unconscious patterns that drive human behavior and shape some of our choices. So this is real important because humans are creatures of habit, and we make decisions based on emotion and we later justify it with logic, right? So not the other way around. So it's important to know the psychology of what makes us tick and what makes people tick. You know, there's a lot of business owners manage people, so understanding psychology is very, very important. So the host speaks with people from all around the world and explores the why behind their story. So I think that's a good one to listen to. And whether you're new to podcast or you're a seasoned listener, or you're like me and you listen to podcasts in the shower and every time you're on the road, I think you get a lot of good information here. But let your curiosity really guide you to some of these subjects that you might enjoy, or these hosts that you might be entertained to listen to, and get some valuable information. So you're going to gain a diverse range of perspectives, and you'll make better informed decisions about you and your business. Thanks for tuning in.